37 weeks. I am now officially term and still pregnant. I it's pretty much been the same kind of week that I had before. Lots and lots of contractions. I've had like 2 to 3 hour long contraction sessions where they're constantly building and getting worse. Like the other day, I woke up I went to bed at 8:30, like I'm getting really, really tired again. And so I go to bed early, and I woke up at 10 something to go to the washroom, and I had mild cramps. And then I was able to fall back to sleep because they were mild. Then at 3:30, I woke up again with very painful contractions, and I had them till 5:30, so 2 hours. And so I was thinking in my mind, okay, maybe I am in labor because they started off mild and they've gotten so bad, like I wouldn't be able to talk through them kind of bad. So I thought maybe I am, and they stopped. And then the other day it happened again during the day, and I came downstairs and my husband looked at me, he's like, "Oh, you're in labor." He's like, "I've seen that look in your face 2 other times, and you know, you only ever have that kind of look on your face when you're in that much pain. You're in labor." And I'm like, well, maybe, but maybe not, because I have been here many times before in the last, week and a half, 2 weeks. It's just that he never sees me because it's normally in the middle of the night. So this was the first time it was during the day. And sure enough, they ceased. And it's just the most frustrating thing. The next day after those contractions, I had a lot of discharge, which I know some of you may be like, oh, too much information, but it's a part of the pregnancy labor symptoms. Like lots of women find that increases right before labor. Other things that are happening that are you're about to go into labor signs are, again, the fatigue plus nesting. Plus, so the week before I told you maybe I didn't tell you, I didn't gain any weight. So I was still at 16 pounds. And then this week I've actually started to lose weight. So I've lost a weight. So now I'm back down to 15 pounds. Which again is very much classic, you're about to go into labor symptoms. So I went and saw the OB, and my blood pressure is rising, like I told you before. So she's like, yes, stay on the pill twice a day. I'm still within the limits that they're comfortable with. But of course, as the pregnancy progresses, so often does the blood pressure. And because I've been having all these on-off contractions, and she trusts me when I say they're contractions because I've already had 2 kids. I know what labor feels like. And the only difference with these contractions, or the only difference between what's happening to my body now versus real labor, is that real labor doesn't stop. This is the same thing, identical. And so she trusts me because I'm not a first-time mother-to-be, which, that just makes sense. After you've been there, you know what it is like. So she said that she can foresee the baby coming within the next week. But if the baby doesn't, then I have my maternity doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and they will set up an induction for Thursday. And I think it would be the cervical gel, which is a lot nicer than the drip because it's a little bit more natural. Like that, if you've been following my vlogs, you know that that's the one thing that I did not want, is to be induced. Being induced is a nightmare. I'm hoping that the gel is a little more natural than the IV, because the IV just put me right into active labor. And you're not supposed to be in active labor for 10 hours. You're supposed to be in active labor for like 3. And then of course the active labor, the pain increases your blood pressure. So if that goes up, then you get an epidural, because that will bring down your blood pressure. And it's just like, oh, what a headache. So I'm praying that this baby comes on their own. But if they don't, I'm just, well, what can you do? I don't know. You know, with your blood pressure going up, they get concerned about the placenta, they get concerned about the size of the baby and the oxygen. Of course, they get concerned about you with the clots and stuff. So anyways, it's weird to think that I could, you know, I will be having a baby within the next week. Whether or not this child comes on their own or not, it's really up to my body. Whether or not it will continue the labor process or just continue doing start stops. But that's huge news. We are getting all the final products. Like today I'm going to go out and buy, like my friend gave me a bunch of bottles. I need to go buy some nipples for them. Little things like car seat cover strap covers, things like that. Just those little tiny odds and ends. And then I think we'll be pretty much ready. Everything else will come after we know the gender. Like I always got a 1-year baby calendar and a baby book and things like that, but I prefer to know the gender. Yeah, it's pretty exciting and yet surreal, and just knowing that any day could be it. Other symptoms, not a lot of appetite, more nausea again, which again, pre-labor symptom. And yeah, the swelling hasn't gotten a lot worse. If anything, it looks like my face is starting to go down a little bit. But it could be because I pulled my hair back. Sometimes with your hair down, your face looks puffier. You know what I mean? And so I'll show you the belly. The baby has gotten down into position. Yay! There's my big, beautiful 37-week term belly. Love it. I will miss the big round belly, that's for sure. It's one of the things I really love about pregnancy. It's the big hard tummy. Don't know why it's glowing so much. It's really shiny. No stretch marks. Still an innie. Doesn't look like I'm able to get an outie because my belly is big. So I will maybe try to update you after, if I haven't had the baby by Tuesday, I will update you with what my maternity doctor says and what the plan is for induction. I was hoping maybe she'd do a sweep on Tuesday too, just to give me a couple days to maybe go into labor naturally, but we'll see. I don't know how they run things because I've never had these doctors before. I will probably update you Tuesday.